Obsession is giving fans a brand new reason to get excited, and this time it's all about what happened before the cameras officially started rolling. The newly released exclusive chemistry test featuring Johnston and Inde Navarrette has quickly become one of the most talked about bonus features connected to the film. Fans have been eager to see how these two stars first connected during the casting process, and now that footage is finally available. What makes it so fascinating is that it reveals the very first spark between two actors who would go on to deliver one of the most memorable performances in the movie. Even if you've already seen Obsession, this behind-the-scenes look changes the way you'll watch their scenes together. For anyone who is just hearing about Obsession, here's why this matters. The film isn't just another horror story built around jump scares and creepy visuals. At its core, it's a psychological thriller that depends heavily on the emotional connection between its lead characters. Every twist, every shocking moment, and every heartbreaking scene works because the audience believes these characters care about each other. Without believable chemistry, the entire story would lose its emotional impact. That's exactly why this casting session has become such a big topic among fans. Watching Johnston and Inde Navarrette during the chemistry test feels surprisingly different from watching the finished movie. There are no elaborate sets, dramatic lighting, or haunting music guiding your emotions. Instead, everything depends on their natural reactions, facial expressions, timing, and emotional instincts. It's raw, simple, and incredibly revealing. You can actually see them discovering their characters in real time. That alone makes the footage worth watching for anyone interested in filmmaking. Johnston immediately brings a quiet intensity to the screen. Even during these early audition moments, he shows remarkable control over his performance. Instead of trying too hard to impress, he focuses on creating genuine emotion. His expressions often say more than his words ever could. That subtle acting style becomes one of the strongest parts of Obsession, and it's amazing to realize he already possessed that quality before filming officially began. Inde Navarrette is equally impressive throughout the chemistry session. She brings warmth and vulnerability while also hinting at the emotional complexity that her character eventually develops throughout the movie. She never overplays a moment. Instead, she allows emotions to build naturally, making every interaction feel believable. That authenticity becomes one of the defining strengths of her performance in the final film. Looking back now, it's easy to understand why the filmmakers were so confident in their casting choice. One of the biggest surprises is just how comfortable the two actors appear together from the very beginning. Chemistry isn't something that can always be taught or rehearsed. Sometimes it simply exists between two performers. That's exactly what audiences are noticing in this exclusive footage. Their conversations feel effortless. Their reactions feel genuine. Their emotional timing matches almost perfectly. It becomes obvious why the creative team believed they had found the right pair for such an emotionally demanding story. Casting sessions usually remain private. Most audiences never get the chance to see them. That's why this release feels so special. Instead of only seeing polished performances after months of production, now fans get a rare opportunity to witness the earliest stage of the creative process. It's almost like watching history unfold before knowing how successful the final result will become. That makes every small interaction even more interesting. As fans continue watching the chemistry test online, social media has filled with reactions praising both actors. Many viewers say they immediately noticed the emotional connection between Johnston and Inde Navarrette. Others commented that they now appreciate the final movie even more after seeing how everything started. Some even pointed out tiny moments from the audition that eventually appeared in almost identical form in the finished film. Those observations have only increased interest in the behind-the-scenes footage. Another reason this chemistry test has attracted so much attention is because it highlights something audiences often overlook. Great horror isn't only about monsters or supernatural events. It's about making viewers care about the people experiencing those terrifying situations. If audiences become emotionally invested, every frightening moment becomes much more effective. That's exactly what Obsession accomplishes through its lead performances. Johnston has steadily built a reputation for delivering emotionally grounded performances, and this project continues that trend. His character experiences hope, fear, regret, confusion and desperation throughout the story, those emotional transitions never feel forced because Johnston approaches each moment with restraint. Watching the chemistry footage now reveals that this thoughtful approach existed from the very beginning of the casting process. Inde Navarrette also deserves tremendous credit for helping create such a believable relationship. Her performance balances emotional strength with vulnerability, allowing audiences to understand her character even during the darkest moments of the story. During the chemistry test, she listens carefully, reacts naturally, and creates an authentic connection that becomes impossible to ignore. Those qualities remain present throughout the finished movie.
The more fans watch the chemistry footage, the more details they discover. Small smiles, hesitant pauses, nervous glances, and subtle emotional reactions all contribute to making these early performances feel authentic. None of those moments appear accidental. Instead, they demonstrate two talented actors instinctively finding the emotional rhythm of their characters. That's something audiences rarely get the chance to witness. The success of Obsession depends on much more than its horror elements. The emotional relationship between the central characters carries the story from beginning to end. Every frightening twist becomes more powerful because viewers genuinely care what happens to them. That emotional investment begins right here, during the chemistry test. It's fascinating to see the foundation of the entire movie being built in such a simple setting. Fans have also praised the filmmakers for including this footage as part of the home release instead of leaving it hidden in studio archives. Behind-the-scenes content often consists of interviews or deleted scenes, but chemistry tests offer something much rarer. They allow audiences to experience the uncertainty, excitement, and discovery that happen before production officially begins. It's an entirely different perspective on filmmaking. As interest continues growing, many viewers have returned to watch Obsession again after seeing the chemistry footage. They say certain scenes now carry even greater emotional weight because they understand how naturally the actors connected long before those scenes were filmed. That's one of the biggest compliments any casting process can receive. It proves the right actors truly elevated the material. The exclusive footage also reminds us that casting directors and filmmakers often make incredibly difficult decisions. They're not simply searching for talented performers, they're searching for people who can create believable relationships together. One outstanding actor isn't always enough. Sometimes the magic only appears when two performers share the screen. Johnston and Inde Navarrette clearly found that magic almost immediately. Throughout the chemistry session, there is a quiet confidence between the actors. Neither tries to dominate the scene. Instead, they build every moment together. That balance becomes one of the defining characteristics of their performances throughout Obsession. It's collaborative, emotionally honest, and remarkably engaging to watch. Many fans have called this bonus feature their favorite part of the home release because it reveals something the finished movie never could. It shows uncertainty becoming confidence. It shows strangers becoming believable partners on screen. Most importantly, it shows the exact moment when everyone involved realized they had something special. Those moments rarely become public, making this release especially meaningful. The popularity of behind-the-scenes content has grown enormously over the past few years because audiences enjoy learning how movies come together. This chemistry test perfectly satisfies that curiosity. Rather than simply hearing cast members describe their experiences, viewers can actually watch the creative process unfold. That level of access makes fans feel even closer to the production. One detail many viewers continue mentioning is how natural the pacing feels between the two actors. Conversations never seem rushed. Emotional reactions arrive exactly when they should. Even silence becomes meaningful. Those subtle qualities often separate good performances from unforgettable ones. Seeing those instincts appear during the audition stage makes their final performances even more impressive.
For aspiring actors, the chemistry footage also offers valuable lessons. It demonstrates that successful auditions aren't always about dramatic speeches or emotional breakdowns. Sometimes success comes from listening carefully, responding honestly, and creating authentic human connection. Johnston and Inde Navarrette show exactly how powerful those simple acting choices can become. As Obsession continues finding new audiences through its home release, interest in its cast has only increased. Viewers want to know more about the actors, the production process, and the creative decisions behind the film. The exclusive chemistry test answers many of those questions, while creating even more appreciation for the work everyone invested in bringing this story to life. The release has also sparked conversations about the importance of chemistry in psychological thrillers. Unlike action movies that rely on spectacle, psychological horror often depends on emotional realism. Viewers must believe every relationship before the suspense can truly work. That's exactly what this audition footage demonstrates. Authentic connection remains the foundation of effective storytelling. Perhaps the most satisfying part of watching the chemistry test is realizing that the finished performances weren't created by accident. They were built through trust, collaboration, and genuine artistic connection. Every memorable scene in Obsession traces its roots back to these early moments between Johnston and Inde Navarrette. That realization makes the entire film feel even more rewarding. Whether you're a longtime fan of psychological horror, someone interested in acting, or simply curious about how films are cast, this exclusive footage offers something genuinely worthwhile. It reminds us that before the cameras, before the visual effects, and before the final edits, every great movie begins with talented people finding the right emotional connection. In the case of Obsession, that connection is impossible to miss. As more people discover this remarkable behind-the-scenes feature, the appreciation for Johnston and Inde Navarrette continues to grow. Their performances didn't simply happen when filming started. They began here, during these early auditions, where trust, emotion, and chemistry combined to create the foundation for one of the film's strongest elements. It's a fascinating glimpse into the making of a story that continues to captivate audiences. And that's everything you need to know about the exclusive chemistry test that has everyone talking. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Obsession and want more behind-the-scenes stories, celebrity news, movie updates, and exclusive entertainment coverage, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.